What's going on, YouTube? R to the double E dash to the Z-O-N coming at you once again. And I got a little bit different setup here since we just recently got our dining room set. I actually have a table with a chair that I can sit up against and relax. Ain't got to be standing up and all that, even though I probably will do standing up videos from time to time. That's neither here nor there. As y'all know, we are in E3 season. All right, we are in the midst of E3 right now. Started, I think, this past Saturday or Sunday. This is probably like a two-part, maybe three-part video because I got a lot to talk about. I haven't really watched anything except for Nintendo's presentation today. But there's a reason for that. Going into this E3, man, I need a beer for this. I really wasn't all that hyped like I usually am. You know what I'm saying? E3 is my Christmas, basically, man. You know, as it is for all us gamers. And I just wasn't excited because I knew, okay, wait, Sony's not going to be there. Microsoft, even though I was under the impression that they were going to destroy because it was a perfect opportunity, their main competitor's not there. They got some real cool shit going on with Nintendo. They could fucking steal the show. I haven't watched Microsoft's presentation, so that's full disclosure. But every review and reaction to it I have seen has been meh. Like it was mediocre. Like it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't all that great either. Except for one. You guys might know him. I do follow and watch Red Knight, Active Gamer Life. If you don't, real cool channel. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says most of the time, but seems like a real sincere dude, and he's got some real, good opinions and strong opinions about the video game industry. Big time Nintendo fan. He's the only one that I saw say that Microsoft's presentation was amazing. So I am gonna watch it. Probably later on the weekend because it's like a 2-hour presentation. But I didn't watch theirs, and I heard it was. I saw all the like, clips and highlights of Bethesda's, and that was garbage. I hate to say it, especially being as great a developer as they are, and them showing so much love to the Switch since its launch. Their presentation was whack. It was like so much mobile game crap that it was just like, oh, please, for the love of God. I heard Ubisoft wasn't good either, which sucks because I like Ubisoft. So, I wasn't hyped going into it to begin with, but I was already going to go. And then when I started seeing all these negative reactions, I was just like, you know what, man, I'm not even feeling it, man. So I haven't watched anything. But I was like, I'll be damned if I'm not going to watch Nintendo's. Because I said it. I told you guys in my E3 prediction video for Nintendo's E3, Nintendo Direct for E3 2019, I said it. I had a feeling they were going to blow us away. And I also had a feeling that a lot of people were going to be like, spoiled, so they wouldn't really appreciate it. That part I was wrong about because it seems like everybody's losing their fucking mind over Nintendo's presentation, and just all I see everywhere. I feel the same way, but all I see everywhere is Nintendo won E3, Nintendo won E3, Nintendo. They destroyed. They saved E3. A lot of people say because E3 had been so boring up until that point. I agree, man. I think Nintendo fucking. I think for the last 2 or 3 years, if I could be honest, Nintendo has won E3, and it hasn't really even been a debate for me. But at least they had close competition. Like I think it was last year, I think Nintendo won it, but I think Ubisoft was right there with them. Ubisoft had a really good one last year. I think it was last year when they did the Assassin's Creed Origins or whatever it was. And in other times, a year before that, I think Sony had a pretty decent one, and Microsoft was, and Nintendo was the better one. But they were, what I'm trying to say is that I've never seen a company win so hard. Man, Nintendo just. Okay, I'm gonna just get into it, man. All right, and then I'll give you what I think about certain things as we go along. I have no script, I never do. But for the first time, I actually do have a list, okay? Because this is all the shit they announced, okay? And there's shit missing from here because there's shit that I just didn't care for. So if something that you were excited about is not on this list, forgive me. This is my personal taste and what I reacted to, but we're just gonna get into it. All right, so they open up. Jesus. So they open up with this badass, cinematic, always letting you know, which I love that Nintendo does because other companies don't do it. Not actual gameplay footage. Okay, so we know we're getting a trailer of some kind. And it's one of those badass animated trailers that they've been doing for Smash Brothers since really the Wii U days. Of Link, and he's fighting against like Dark Pit or whoever it is, and then all of a sudden one of the new character reveals pops up in there. I want to be honest, I don't care. It's the Dragon Quest, the hero from Dragon Quest 11, and all the original heroes from like 4 different Dragon Quest games. Not only do I not really care about Dragon Quest, but y'all know how I feel about Dragon Quest 11. I said it a couple months back, fuck that game, and fuck Square Enix or whoever it is that makes it. I think it's Square Enix. for the simple fact that that was the I didn't care either way, but I know it has a lot of fans, especially in Japan and even a cult following here. And there were people waiting for that game. And that was the first game that was ever revealed to have been in development for the Nintendo NX. When Nintendo just said, yeah, we're working on our next console, it's called the NX. Back then, all right? They were working on it back then. So how is it that PlayStation and Xbox have that game almost a year before the Switch version? So fuck that game. I don't care. And I don't care about the characters. And like you heard me say before, Joker. I didn't give a shit about Joker. Smash Brothers DLC has not been worth it to me. I have not bought it at all. I don't care. I love the roster that's currently in the game. That will change as we go through this. Maybe. Woo! All right, so they revealed the Dragon Quest XI characters, their moveset, whatever, yada, yada, yada. I don't care. First game that they showed, Dragon Quest XI, September 27, 2019. So it's coming out on September 27th. Again, I don't care. For those of you who do, awesome. It looks beautiful. It looks like a great art style. It looks like a big, vast, open RPG. Enjoy it. I won't even be looking at it. Then they jumped in. Oh, and then they introduced Doug Bowser, the new president, Reggie's replacement. And I gotta say, man, nobody's ever gonna replace Reggie. Reggie is right here, all day, every day. But I like this guy. I think he's got swag. I think he's got a little bit of charisma. I like the way they opened up with the actual Bowser with a tie, thinking he was gonna do the presentation, and then Doug Bowser be like, "Yo, you're not the real Bowser. You're not the right Bowser. Get out of here." And Bowser's like, "What the fuck? Really him? Fuck this shit." And he just walks out. I thought that was fucking genius. But yo, he comes in. I think he's awesome. I think he's going to do a great job. I think he's a great an heir to Reggie. So we're in good hands, man. Luigi's Mansion 3. Oh, man, I love that. I love that they started with it. It looks beautiful, man. You get the same feeling when you look at that art style and that graphical, the graphical look of the game as you did back in the day when you saw it for the first time on the GameCube. And you were just like, wow, these graphics are amazing. It looks awesome, dude. It looks like a fucking animated movie. And it's just great, man. And then instead of doing that multiple mansion shit that Dark Moon did, I didn't play Dark Moon, but I did read about it and see gameplay of it. And I'm not a handheld guy, you already know. Except for the Switch. When that, instead of doing that, people didn't like that. And you can't just do another mansion like you did in the first one. So now I took it up a notch, and it's a fucking hotel. And you're going from floor to floor. It looks awesome, man. Some new gameplay mechanics. We're using the poltergust or whatever. Now they call it the G00 or whatever, and now you can slam the ghost around, kind of like in Ghostbusters, a video game. Now you can use the plunger shot to like attach the stuff and bring it out, and create, find secret areas. You have split Joy-Con co-op play locally, but you also have an up to 8 player online co-op mode. In what they call the Scare Scraper, which is like this arena, I guess. It's like a building you go in, and 8 of you, either locally or online, multiplayer, can go in there and vanquish the ghost together, find the hidden toad and all that shit. That's awesome. Awesome. And that's one thing you'll see throughout this next couple of videos I'm making. Nintendo had even though Nintendo Switch Online, the service sucks, at least it lets you play online, and at least they're finally starting to feature online play in a lot of their games. Finally, man. So that's awesome. That I was already sold on Luigi's Mansion 3, but seeing that it has co-op where I could just break the Joy-Con on and give it to my son or to a homeboy of mine or whatever, and they can play as Guigi, the flubber version of Luigi. Oh man, it was awesome, man. If you guys haven't seen it, you gotta go see it, man. It's amazing, man. I'm super psyched for that game, and it's coming out 2019. It still says 2019, no month, no date, but it does say 2019. What else? Oh, then we had Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance Tactics, Jim Henson and Netflix and all that, whatever. It's a game I had no interest in. It didn't appeal to me at all. I didn't care. After that, we had Link's Awakening, a deeper, in-depth look at Link's Awakening, and something that was real cool. Like, I remember when I made my first reaction about this game when they first revealed it. I hated the art style. I was just like, I don't. And I still would prefer a more legit art style, as far as more like animated or more based in reality. But it's kind of grown on me. And I think Link still looks like a possessed fucking puppet. I don't think he looks good at all. But the world itself and the aesthetic of the game looks good. And now, because we got that deeper look, I saw that we have different areas where it's not just top down. Some areas are side scrolling 2D. Like a boss battle that they showed there that was in a side scrolling 2D perspective. So they switch up the gameplay like that and all that, and it looks like a really good, top down traditional Zelda dungeon crawler, which there's nothing wrong with that. So I might actually look into it, man. And then it also has this mode in it where you can actually create your own little dungeons. and go through them, like time trial them or whatever. And that looks like Nintendo doing a little experiment, trying to see how much we really want a Zelda Maker, though. So that's another interesting part of that game. That's coming out September 20th, 2019. So it's about 3 months away. That's awesome. I was more pleased with the game than I was initially. Then they went from Link's Awakening to Trials of Mana coming in early 2020. It looks like a new Mana game in the Secret of Mana series. So that's awesome, and they had a beautiful art style. I've never really got into Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo. I know, classic, whatever. I have it on the Super Nintendo Classic, but I just never got into it when I was a child, so I haven't gone and played it now. But I know that it has this humongous following. And this looks like a new one. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but either way, we don't have this game on the Switch currently. So it looks gorgeous, man. It looks really nice. It looks like the same art style that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has, but a little bit more 3D. You know, like where Xenoblade Chronicles 2, like the cutscenes, they just look like animated, like an anime or whatever. This has a little bit more of a robust, like 3D feeling to it, and it's super clean. And it had great music in the trailer, man. So I was looking, I was like, yo, I might actually look into that. That's coming in 2020 or early 2020. But then they also said, hey, by the way, the collection of Mana that everybody wanted on Switch, that it was on PS4 or whatever, it's available today on the eShop. So stealth drop, bam, for your ass, man. The 3 original games in the Mana series, boom, all are available on the eShop as we speak. Awesome. From there, we went to The Witcher 3 in 2019. No date yet, but it is real. Everybody saw it. It was there. It looks fucking pretty damn good. Of course, you getting PS4 quality, but it ain't that far off, which is the trend that you see with a lot of these third-party ports when the developer really works on it and really tries to optimize it for the Switch. It comes out looking pretty fucking good, and this was no different. I'm not going to get it because I already have it on the PS4. And if I'm going to get into it, because I never really got into it back in the day, I'm going to do it there because I already have it. But that's awesome because now you can take a game that huge and that vast with you on the go. From there, we jumped into Fire Emblem Three Houses, July 26th. A little bit over a month away. I must say, this trailer kind of sold me because y'all heard before. I'm like, Fire Emblem's never been my thing. I never really got into it. I know it's a fucking great game, especially ever since Awakening, and everybody went crazy with that. But this trailer looked amazing, dude, and I was very, very impressed. I mean, I gotta see. Maybe I just watch some gameplay of it and make my decision. But I thought the trailer was epic, and it showed us like a lot more of the story, a lot more of the emotion, and just that epicness that a game like Fire Emblem tries to portray. I saw it and I was just like, okay, this is the big one for the summer. I mean, it's you can see the way the trailer was structured and the way the music and the way they just pushed it. It was just like, yeah, okay, and it's right here. It's right around the corner. So then from there we went to Resident Evil 5 and 6 Fall 2019. I mean, I know that 5 and 6 are probably the least liked. I actually, even though I don't like the fact that the horror aesthetic was kind of taken from Resident Evil when 5 came around. It's more of an action game. I kind of liked 5. I remember playing it on the PS3, and I kind of enjoyed it. So I don't know. 6 I heard was trash. I don't know. But just now, the fact that you have Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, all on the Switch, you have a good Resident Evil collection there for the horror survival fans and the Resident Evil fans. So that's a good thing. I mean, you know, I probably won't look into it, but it's there, and I'm sure that's going to get a bunch of buzz behind it. We're running a little short on time, man. It's definitely probably going to be like a 3-part video. So I'm going to stop it right there, jump right back in for part 2, and we will keep going through this, man. There's a lot. Nintendo was just, like I said, win so hard, dog. Winning so hard. Nasty, man. God bless y'all. Stay gaming. Peace.